Welcome to the Panic Attack Recovery Podcast, an ongoing source of practical strategies and tips for anxiety and ADHD. We're a collaboration of former sufferers helping those currently struggling with anxiety, panic attacks, and ADHD so they can express their true competencies in life. Now, here is Matthew, your host.
Do you ever find yourself engaged in a task or a project where you hit a roadblock or a problem you simply cannot solve in the moment? No matter how much you try, you just feel stuck. Naturally, you probably find this incredibly frustrating. This experience can make one go from feeling bad to worse very quickly. In this episode, I want to provide some quick tips on how you can get unstuck and in the process make your life flow much better. For me, as an example, today I tried to record this podcast with my regular microphone that I use for recording podcasts. I had a number of glitches, and I finally got it working, and then it stopped working again. So today I'm actually trying a little bit differently. I'm using the built-in microphone in my earbuds. For me, this relates to the breakout principle written by Dr. Herbert Benson and William Proctor. In this book, they explain how the breakout principle is related to 4 stages. The final and 4th stage, which I find most interesting, leads to increasing amounts of nitric oxide throughout the body. Dr. Benson suggests that nitric oxide is a special gas that participates in many biological functions, such as neurotransmission and blood vessel dilation. Dr. Benson indicates that increasing amounts of nitric oxide throughout the body helps to counteract the negative effects of the stress hormone noradrenaline. This can facilitate the peak experience that not only athletes, but all of us can learn to experience. I find a very simple version of these concepts to work for myself and others. This version does not involve getting caught up in studying the various biological explanations of the stages or remembering a complicated technique. The trick is to simply stop doing whatever we're engaged in at the moment when we hit a roadblock or when we're feeling stuck. Then we move on to something else that allows us to relax for a few moments. Often within a short time span, the solution to the problem may come. Or at the very least, I gain some insights or new perspective about the problem I'm trying to solve. This seems to consistently produce results for me, and I find it a great way to get unstuck. This sounds simple enough, but there is a challenge with implementing this strategy. If you are aware of this challenge, you can get past it. Most people, myself included, even after learning about this technique, will resist the idea of stopping what they are doing. This happens whenever they hit a roadblock, and instead people will simply try harder to solve the problem. However, this is almost always futile and simply causes more frustration. Like I said at the beginning, this experience can make one go from feeling bad to worse very quickly. But this does not have to be the case when you have this knowledge. Instead, once you try this trick out and you start taking a break and briefly putting your attention onto something more relaxing when you hit a roadblock, I think that you will become convinced that it can be very helpful for dealing with daily problems that all of us encounter in life. What's more, as I promised at the beginning, this provides some variety, and I think it can make your daily life flow better. This is because in order to take a break from what you are struggling on at the moment requires you to consciously transition to another activity. While this activity can take the form of deep relaxation or anything that relaxes you, it nevertheless injects some variety into your life. This can often make your life feel like it has more ebb and flow in it, and make you feel more satisfied with your day. This can be a great feeling. Now, rather than taking too much time to explain this, I would like to stop so that you can go ahead and give this a try, because I think it sounds very simple, but once you start to see that it produces results consistently, you will go back to it more often and put this in your toolbox for not only combating anxiety and frustration and stress, but allowing your life to become more rich and satisfying.
Thank Thank you for listening to the Panic Attack Recovery Podcast. Make sure that you have subscribed to our podcast and please comment and rate us on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. All show notes and links are accessible from our website. Please visit our site and subscribe to our free newsletter at panicattackrecovery.com. All information has been provided for educational purposes. Please consult a healthcare professional about any disorder or condition and the applicability of any information provided in this podcast.